microlight. There's not many clocks to see to, and this is the end of the first flight I had with him. And we're now over the airfield at Holbeach St John's. That is the runway that we're landing on. We're heading down for it at the moment. That's the, just when the wind is, that's the propeller going round, you can see now in front of us. But this is the landing strip that they have for when the wind is in the wrong direction. Normally they would have come on the main runway, which is horizontal to where we're going now. Well, not a lot of it anyway. We have now turned round and making our way back to the hangars again. We've just slipped back down the main runway, and that's one or two helicopters and monoplanes stood outside of the drone. They do teach people to fly helicopters down there as well as planes. That's the hangars again there. That's the flight tower there, you could see, and that's the two hangars. And now we're up in the air now on the second flight I had with Arthur, and we've just got up in the air and we're heading towards Holbeach, and that's Holbeach on the in the distance there. Not a lot to see really in that, but we're heading through to Fosdyke, Moulton Seas End, Fosdyke, and on to Kirton, and then we have a fly right round Kirton through to Hubberts Bridge and Kirton Holme, and then back along the 40-foot drain to Boston, and a flight round Boston, then back round the other side on the coast side, back to Kirton again. And we do have a little bit of film in there, you know, backwards and forwards, as you'll see a bit later on. But this is Moulton Seas End now we've got to. I'm telling you, lights, it's Waplode, and there's not much of it. We're just scanning over there. I think that's Holbeach again there in the distance. That's Waplode. The next thing we shall see will be at Fosdyke Bridge. There we are. This is Fosdyke Bridge on the way through to King's Lynn from Kirton. And that's the village of Fosdyke. See a few farms in the distance. See the church, the church spire. And that, I was going to say, there's a row there of white houses, just the roofs of them. It's Bell's Lane at Fosdyke. That's them now. You can see the council, row of council houses, white council houses. Across the fields again now, heading to Kirton. There's not a lot to see when you're just flying, you know, unless there's anything in particular that you want to see. There's a few farms there I used to visit at one time a day when I was at work. And I think the sea is out in the distance there, not that you can see it very well, but I think the sea was out there in the distance down the marsh, but you couldn't see it very well because of the haze. Now there's a little blank spot there where I'd switched off and then switched on again. We're now heading for Kirton. That's Kirton in the distance as well, but we'll get a better view of it in a few minutes. We've got a bit of background music on. It will probably be better than me nattering all the while to you. We've got to Kirton anyway now. That's Kirton. You're beginning to see it a little bit better. We've got a bit closer to it. And that's the school playing field at Kirton, and the school in the background there. Those buildings at the top now are Elgro's vegetable merchants, and it comes right up to Boston Tracks. There you should see the church on it. There's some you can paint this here, I think. Doing a bit of floating around here, a bit trying to sort something out. Back to the school field again. And those red houses at the bottom is the new housing estate at Kirton. Now that black one on the left, the dark one, that's Marketstead Estate. And Univeg still in the distance. And all down the Mears Lane was there. You can see some of the streets there, but it's a bit of a job to pick them out to explain them. Now we've got over Mears Lane now, and that is Univeg now. We're over at the moment. And we should get a better view of our house in a few minutes. That's Boston Tractors as well, the little white place we saw there, but that's over the top of Univeg. And Mears Lane is the lane right at the bottom, in the bottom there, going out to the left now, down the side of the glass houses. And there's lanes there going right down Mears Lane there, right into Mears Lane. And we've been over now and turned round and coming back, and we're meeting at a different angle now. That's the A16 on the right, going in from Sutterton now. Going back into Univeg again, and Kirton Club. Got a bit of a frog in my throat, I can't talk very well today. That's Kirton. He looks a little bit larger really than you'd expect it to do on the television. That's Kirton End now. We've got through to Kirton End, and the glass houses on the left there, the white place, belonged to Lee's at one time of day. I don't know whether they still do. And the ones in between the two forks there is Bates's. Now that's Bates's glass houses and Race Lane. Got up to Wyberton Wyberton Watertown now, in the middle of the picture there. That's white bit. You won't see the streets of Wyberton much, not going to Boston. We come back again from there. It's all in the distance, about 4 miles away from us there. We're still over Kirton. And that underneath us now is at Kirton End, just going through Kirton End on the Kirton Holme Road. That's Jason Darley's farm, that one is, on the Kirton Holme Road from Kirton. That one is John Rylett's. And that's the drain on the right and the road's on the left. Looks like a couple of snakes. And that's halfway to Kirton Holme there. I think those are a couple of sprayers we just saw there. And that is a drain going from Kirton Holme right down Pelham's Land. And that white lots there is Welbury's glass houses, and they're at Kirton Holme, and that's Tommy Pack's were there right in the Kirton Holme. Now that's the V road. The right one, top right hand one, is going through to Swans, and the bottom left hand one is going through to Frampton. Back again to Kirton Holme. There's not a like you can see, because we're still a long way away from the village of Kirton Holme. I think probably that on the right corner might be a part of the golf course there. But that's the road now in the bottom left-hand corner through to Hubberts Bridge. And the white blocks right in the middle now is the caravan site at Hubberts Bridge. You'll see it a bit plainer as we go along. Down underneath we're still at Kirton Holme. But as we get a bit further on you'll see the caravan site a bit plainer. And on the left of the road going down to Hubberts Bridge is the Hubberts Bridge golf course, that bit on the left there. It was a good day for video in places, you know. That was a good view because that's Boston a long way away from it. It's good for 4 mile away from us. Yeah, that's Pilgrim Hospital you can see now in the distance, but it's about 4 mile away from us. We'll come back a bit lower in a minute. The little red bit there was Tesco's and Wyberton Bridge there. That's the 2 garages, Grattan's garage and the car garage there on the left hand side of the drain. There's Wyberton Bridge just coming back in again. But we do a bit of floating around. That's the drain there. You can see Tesco and the airfield. The Boston airfield is on the left of the drain there in the bottom corner there now. And that's the estates going into Boston. Pilgrim Hospital. You see it a bit plainer a bit later on. There's the stump. But we're still a long way away from it. We're only about halfway down the board sides yet. Looks a long way to Pilgrim there. That's fetching it up with the camera really. It's not us that's travelling at that speed. We only travel at about 50 to 60 mile an hour in the plane. There's a stump again, and that's the sluice bridge in Boston, and the town bridge you can see just beyond the stump. And that's the river going out of Boston again, through out to the sea in the distance. And Fogarty's buildings are out on the riverside there, you can see. That's inside the aeroplane. I don't know what I was doing with Arthur's feet. That was Arthur's feet. I don't know what I was doing getting them. Now we got back to the Pilgrim again. Get a better view of it now and focusing in on it. And a few houses and that around, but you can't tell what streets they are, not really. Probably I ought to have drawn views like that. I ought to have drawn them up a little bit so that you could see a little bit plainer what they were. I don't know what that field is there. I keep saying I'm going to go and have a look to find out, but I've not got done it yet. Not got round to it. There's lots of fields, looks to be in the middle of Boston. I can't make out what they are. I know it was Central Park when we see it. That's Wyberton again, that is, from the other side of town. And that's going into Boston from the other side. We've got round the far side now, but we can still take pictures of the other side again. And that is the other side, the river, Wyberton side of the river, that is, that we're looking at, and this is Boston side. What are we doing trying to get all that lot up there? That's the silos at Boston Docks, which is not a very good picture because we were facing the sun at this time, and it spoils the picture. That's the docks at Boston, on the just above the bar there. We can get a better view. That's Fogarty's again. They've got quite a bit of property there, one way or another. And the river going out to the sea to the left, and to the docks there on the right. I don't know what road that is. Can't quite make that one out, what it is. Whether it's Fished Off Road or not, I don't know. I think probably it could be. This is a bit better view of the docks. There was a couple of boats in at the front end here. That's the way in, and there's a boat on the right and one on the left, but they don't come out very well. That's the town bridge again we saw there on the river. Getting back to Wyberton again now. That was Wyberton. The Wyberton church was on the left hand side, and Wyberton itself was straight in front of you. That's the 40-foot drain again, going out to Hubberts Bridge where we came down. We came down that, or just to the right of it. And that's Wyberton again, but not a very good picture, where the church is. You can just see the church, just behind the bar now, there's the church. But it doesn't come out very well because the sun again, we were facing the sun and things didn't turn out very well. That's Wyberton itself, going straight through to Wyberton Chain Bridge, that is, right along there. And this road, this side, that now on the right is this Frampton sewerage. That's the main road going down, the straight road, the main road going to Kirton, and that's the sewerage halfway between Boston and Kirton, or Wyberton and Kirton anyway. But we'll go back to Wyberton in a minute. Now we're going back. That was a crossroads. And that's Wyberton again. The road straight through it. Not very clear. You can see the playing field there and the school field. Both on the school playing field on the right and the school field just in front. Sun again, that's all in the picture. The sun spoiling it, and me not being a very good cameraman, it's not a very good video film actually. We're getting up to Kirton now. Those buildings are on the Frampton Road from Kirton down Horseshoe Lane. That's the old way, the green field, and the road that you can see in between goes into Kirton, and that's the main road coming in from the right. You'll see it better in a minute. That's Algrove again. You can see the different streets there, but you can't tell which they are, you know, because the sun just makes them look like a row of trees. Now we've got to Kirton. We're up above Kirton now, and that was the roundabout at Kirton we could see just a second ago, and that's the school actually, you can see now, and the road down the drain side from Marketstead Bridge, that is at the top, and that is the new housing estate at Kirton. And that's the road you can see that winds round up into the tree, and that's Marketstead Estate there. You can see the dark place on the, up at the top. The roofs look a bit grey slates, but they're not, they're red. And that's King Street, going straight down King Street to the church, but you can't see the church. That's Dennis's warehouse there. And that's red part is the co-op stores. There's the church, going underneath the bar. And that's Elgrose again at the top. Univeg, I should say, that one is Univeg. There are white things on the left there, down the drain side. They're white polythene tunnels down the drain side just from us. This is the housing estate again, and not King Street, Edinburgh Drive and Princess Street. We should zoom into Mears Lane now any minute. We're going down, that's our street there now, but we're a bit erratic on it. There we are again. That's our street. The red car is our neighbour's car, and then the one next door to that is our house. And you can see the garden there, the white table there. We can get a better view of it probably a bit later on. And that's Cress's, the other side of the road. Over the glass houses again now. The trouble is with this, we're right down Mears now, right down the Mears, that was right down Mears Lane. Now we've been and turned round and coming back again up the Sutterton Road, up the old A. Well, the cuckoos have come. I think that's out over the Mears again, but I've never been able to sort that one out, that picture. It's either out over the Mears or Fishmere End way, or out over Sutterton. Can't make out quite which it is. But I think it's out down, Sutterton Fishmere End way somewhere, because we're back now to Kirton again, looking backwards now. That's the wheel of the microlight. Now we're going down the Sutterton Road. That's the flyover at Tunnard's Farm down at Holbeach, and that's going up the new road again towards Spalding. That's the Sutterton roundabout, you can see at the bottom corner there, bottom right hand corner there. It doesn't stay still long enough for me to explain anything really. That's the Sutterton roundabout in the distance. We'll get a bit nearer to it eventually. That's the new road going out round at the top is the new bypass road to bypass Wigtoft from Sutterton. Bypasses Sutterton, goes through to Holbeach Stowe, and that's the roundabout. In the bottom one here, the straight one at the bottom one, is the new A16 going up the railway line. Now you can see it in the distance. Too late, I was going to show you Sutterton, but we're too late. That's the Shell filling, the Texas filling station underneath that bar. It's behind the roundabout. I was going to tell you once before, I can't see through the viewfinder. I'm having to guess at what we're getting, and you know, it's all guesswork. We're lucky that we've got anything like this at all, because I couldn't see through the viewfinder at all. So you'll have to excuse a few blank spaces. That's a road going down Sutterton Dowdine, side of the main road. This is very exciting. And that's the River Welland now, going from Fosdyke to Spalding, and it branches out to the right, and that goes down to the Surfleet reservoir, and the other one on the left goes through to Spalding. Shows a better view of its part, and that's going down Surfleet reservoir on the right. That's a big farm I used to go and see. It used to be Beelby's farm down the side of the river. It's down Surfleet Marsh, but it's nearer to Fosdyke. Now we're back into no man's land again. I think probably now we might be heading out for Moulton. I think it's Moulton coming up there. Will be. Yes, it is. Moulton in the distance, a long way away, but it is Moulton. The ride over Fosdyke really, that's Moulton itself, and yet we can see lanes down Moulton Marsh, down Carrington Road, Moulton Seas End. This is Carrington Road. These are all farmed on Carrington Road at the bottom. There's about 5 or 6 of them at the top. I used to go and visit them when I was at work. There's 5 or 6 of them just there, and down at the bottom corner further down there's about another dozen more of them further down. Those are Tinsley's vegetable carts in the field. And that's Moulton village itself, and you can see the church and the mill just in the foreground there, and those trees in the park there is Joe Ward's Park. There was a church there and the mill there. And the bottom now, not now, that's the road going out from Moulton to Waplode. You can't see the road, but those are the houses and trees and that going out to that. The one that you can see in the bottom corner is the one from Hubberts Bridge. Going up to Moulton. Bit of the aeroplane again. We're going back through to Holbeach now. In the distance, of course, that's the church. Church there you can see. We didn't go over it. It was 3 or 4 miles away from Holbeach really, but we just took a picture of it. We're going into the cockpit of the microlight now. Don't know what that bit is. Coming through to the gauges. There's not many, about half a dozen of them, I think. That's the altimeter, the one in the middle, the big one. We're flying at about 1,500 feet, I think. Now we're back. Yeah, we're back over Moulton and Waplode. This is Waplode, the one in the distance to the north. That's Waplode underneath it there. We'll get it a bit better eventually and soon come on. We'll get back to ours and peace. This is Waplode, and that screens the builders there, those builders back there. And that's the back road going through to Moulton. There is another road to the right of the picture. We don't get it in. That's the back road, and the main road is on the right hand. Whether we can just see it? No, I don't think it's shown. No, that's the back way into Moulton. Where that little place is, I don't know that one. We're inside the aeroplane again there. Now we've got all the airfields in the distance, but I think we come back to Moulton again, I think we do. No, we don't. No, we're about finished. The journey's about up now, because that yellow field that you can see on the right hand corner, that's at the side of the airfield. Those little white dots, they're turkey huts, they are. Turner's turkeys. And the landing field is just to the side of that yellow. That's not immediately at the side of it, that's the landing strip at the side. In the front is the hangars and an old field full of cars and second-hand cars and what have you. But we should be heading for the landing strip in a minute, but I'm afraid my video film didn't last for the landing, so you won't see the landing. But that's the aerodrome coming up the airfield. We are now looking in the cockpit of the microlight again, and it's the end of the first time I went up with Arthur in it. The battery run out on the previous one, on the first one, a few seconds ago, just as we were going to land. But you will see us land this time. It's the landing from the first one. It doesn't last long. That's Arthur's glove on the joystick there, taking us down. There's the airstrip that we're landing on. It's the end airstrip. The hangars are down to the left of this, down the one that's going out to the left. This is a little strip across the end of that field to land on when the wind's the wrong way. You can tell we're coming down now. You can see the propeller going round now. But it doesn't last long, the landing doesn't. As soon as we hit the ground, I switched off, because we turned round and went back again. You see it now, we'd turned round now and going down the side of the rape field back to the hangars. I'll just stop the video and let it get up to the hangars. We've got back to the hangars now, and with the helicopters outside and the planes outside. There's the flight tower. We'll just wait a minute. I'm going to do it in slow motion. I'm going to do the first recording. I'm going to do it again in slow motion so that I can probably explain a bit more to you. it's still fast even though we're on slow speed. It's half speed of the original one. Here we are, we started again. I'll just let it go on fast because this is the beginning, just to start off with. Then I'll put it on to slow speed. Put it on to slow speed now. I'll have to try and get those sparkles out if I can. I'll make them worse at the moment, but we'll try and get them cut out. It's got most of them cut out. I think it'll be alright at that now. But we're still out in the country and probably I could cut a little bit of that out, I think, probably, because you don't want to see all that. If I can only get one around. Now I've cut a bit out there, that is Waplode, as we're going out to Kirton. We'll come from Albeit St John and going over Waplode there. We'll soon be to Fosdyke Bridge again. The picture's a bit jumpy, but it does give a little bit more time to talk about it. Now we've got back to Fosdyke Bridge again now. Gives us a little bit more time to talk about things like that. Not that there's a lot to talk about there. That's just going up through to Fosdyke Church, and you see the church there now, and all the farming area at the back there. I think that's Holdershaw's farm just at the top there that you can see now. I'm afraid those bars, they're the struts for the wings, and they keep getting in the way all the way around, but we can't help that. We're heading across to Kirton now anyway. Still Fosdyke there. That's a row of council houses at the top there on the left. Bell's Lane they call it. These are just farms as we're going across from Fosdyke across to Kirton. I could nearly let it go on fast speed again really for this, just to get over it. That's my microphone, keeps sliding up my earphones. We should soon be getting to Kirton now, I think. That's a little blank spot where I shut the camera off for a few minutes. We're back and that's Kirton, you can see in the distance, but it's we're a long way away from it, yet we're still hanging around over Fosdyke. I don't know whose all the farms are without sorting them all out. There's a whole heap of them there. That's zoomed in on the village, but it's that far away it still doesn't come out very well. We've got to Kirton anyway. Well, we're not there, but the camera's got there. And that's the school and the school field at the bottom, and Edinburgh Drive and what have you. And in the top left-hand side is Univeg, the vegetable packers. And these little white look like glass houses this side. They're little tunnels down the drain side, only about 200 or 300 yards away from where we live, down the drain side. But we're still a long way off, really, but that's Univeg, and we're still over about Sutterton, I should think, Fosdyke at the most. Now the red houses there, they're the new building estate at Kirton. You'll see them better later on. School playing field again. And that bit of red is the co-op down Station Road, the new co-op. There's the new estate again, and Univeg again. Boston Tractors at the top of that. And that's the lane at the top, going right through down to the down the drain side, through to Kirton End. You'll see it a bit better as it comes down, I think. See the road now at the top, and that goes down the drain side right through to Kirton End Bridge. Another one that you can see the bit of a farm there is the Institute at Kirton, and it goes right, the road by it goes through to Kirton End as well. I don't know what estate that is. I think there's the church anyway. I just saw a little bit of the church there. There's the church again. It's wading around. Now we're back down Markstead Estate, and we've got right across to our lane now. It's Univeg glass houses there. Now we're coming down to our house in a minute when I can settle on it. And I can't see out the viewfinder, so I'm having to guess at what pictures I'm getting. But that's Boston Tractors there, that little bit of white at the bottom. And that's our street this side of the glass houses now. I can see our house right at the very bottom there. Just gone out of the picture now. That's Univeg, and tunnels going down the drain side, where Josh and Mum reckons to go picking snowdrops. That's right, that road at the top right hand corner, that's right down the drain side again, right through to Kirton End. We've turned round now, I switched off a bit, and then we turned round and we're coming back again now from the other way on, now from down the Mears way, and from sort of Sutterton. That's the A16 going in front of the back of our house. We'll get a better picture of it in a minute, I think. And that's going right across to the old road. It's a big aerial picture that is of the whole of Kirton. Univeg and the whole lot of them all in it there at this time. probably been better fetching them up a little bit with the camera and getting a little bit better pictures. Looks a big place, Kirton does, looking at that. Stretch it out a little bit, doesn't it? Where that? Oh dear, I don't know where that road. We've got to Kirton End now, anyway, that's Kirton End. Just switched off a little bit and then it shoots on straight to Kirton End. The white on the left hand side is Lee's glass house, and now those in the middle, they're Bates's glass houses. And the windmill is a little bit of a white bit right on the left hand corner, just gone out the picture. Now we're going up towards Ralph's Lane, and we can see Graham's farm there at the top. In the middle of the picture there was Graham's farm. Now we're up Ralph's Lane. That's Wyberton water tower, a bit of white you can see. Just a bit of jumping, it's changing over from one scene to another. It picks it up a little bit more, we're going on slow speed. That's Pilgrim, yeah, it's Pilgrim Hospital right in the distance there, but we won't bother with it yet because we're not there. The farm underneath us now, not that one, that's Rylett's farm, but there's one right underneath that we'll come to in a minute, is Darley's farm on the way to Kirton Holme. It's the Kirton Holme road from Kirton End, and that one's Jason Darley's old farm, Arthur's uncle, and then it goes up to Rylett's, that's Rylett's farm. The road is on the left, and the one that looks like a road on the right is the drain. One's drain and one the road. It's all the way through to Kirton Holme. Back again. A long while to go up these roads when it's on slow motion. They're just farms going down the roadsides. And that bit of white, it's a drain going from Kirton Holme right through to Pelham's Land. It's just the other side between Kirton Holme and Hubberts Bridge. Goes out to the left from there. And this is Kirton Holme now. Those glass houses there, the white bit was Roger Welbury's, a mate of Graham's. That's the drain going through to Pelham's Land down the bottom. And that's Kirton Holme itself. There's Tommy packed potatoes there, and now we've jumped up to the Fork Road where you fork up the Swine's Head Road from Kirton Holme, and the one that goes to the right at the top is to Swine's Head, and the one that on the left goes through to Grantham. Now we're back to Kirton Holme again. And I don't know whether that's the golf course we can see in the bottom corner. I think probably it might have been. I'm not sure, in the bottom corner of that picture. sounds as if Mum's on the phone talking to Glennis about me wasting all my time doing this for you, Elliot. Anyway, we're back to, that's Kirton Holme still, and the road going up from underneath that wire, that road going up there goes to Hubberts Bridge. That's Roger Welbury's glasshead is still in the bottom corner, but that road underneath the wire at the top there is Hubberts Bridge, and the field under, well, to the left of the wire, in the middle of the picture now, is the Hubberts Bridge golf course. Just to the left, right on the left hand, just going out of view now. And then going out to the right is the caravan site, but you'll see it a bit better as we get a bit nearer to. We're a long way away, you know, it's a long way in front of us. Now we're right over Tommy Packs again, at Kirton Holme, dead underneath us. And up, that's the road straight through from Kirton Holme to Hubberts Bridge. And that's the golf course on the left, and there now again, same view going out underneath the wire. That's the headquarters of the golf course. Now you can see the caravan's a little bit more, a little bit plainer. We're getting more towards them. And you can see the 40-foot river now going through to Boston, well towards Boston. We shall go up that. We turn to the right in a few minutes and go up the river, well, drain, whatever it is. And that's Pilgrim Hospital. The little white spot in the middle there is Pilgrim Hospital. But we get a lot better pictures of it later on. We're about 4 miles away from it, really. And there's Tesco's underneath that bar in the corner. There's Tesco's and Aldred's downtown in that corner. We'll come back to it in a minute. We're going back to Pilgrim. And that's the stump in the distance, but you're 4 miles away from that, so. There's Tesco's, the red bit, that's Tesco's, and Aldred's is the white bit just above it. And you can see right across to the docks there, down the river to the docks. And that's the river, and the places on the left of the river there is the garages, the Mercedes garage and Grattan's, them first two. Now they're out of sight. That's into Boston again. But let's come back to Grattan's in a minute, I hope. I was too greedy. I was trying to get Boston and not bothering with the other things. Close to, I'd have been better keeping on the close to things and getting a good picture of them. That's going into town. Now that the first white bit underneath there is the airfield at Boston. That's the airfield. Then there's Grattan's on the left, and on the right hand side of the drain the red bit is Tesco's again, and Aldred's and Wyberton Chain Bridge, and then that's right into town there in that bottom corner. I was trying to get things that was too far away. Pilgrim again. See the rows of houses and the different streets, but you can't tell what they are and whose they are. Here's a stump sticking up again in the middle, but we're still a good long way away from it. We should get better views of them when we get up towards them, I hope. Good job we got a bit of music on to listen to. It's showing you the river going into Boston again. It's zooming into Pilgrim a little bit more, but we shall get a bit nearer than that to it eventually. I think I'd been better keeping the camera zoomed up all the while and just taking individual things, I think. That's the Skegness Road out of Boston up at the top. The bars keep coming in and interfering a little bit. There's a stump again, and the town bridge there, that's a sluice bridge rather, and the town bridge is further up. You can just see it going across, and the little one at, I don't know where it is, the Little End Bridge. And that was Central Park behind the stump there. Yeah, I think that was it on the left again there. We'll see it a bit better in a few minutes anyway. And that's the river going out to sea, the other side of Boston. Now we got inside the aeroplane, get Arthur's feet here. I don't know what I was doing getting them. I think probably I wasn't supposed to be filming at that time. But I don't know, that's a drain going out the other side of Boston somewhere. Anyway, we got back to Pilgrim again now. We should get a bit better picture of Pilgrim. And a few houses. Not that you recognise any of them ever. And the bars just keep getting in the way, that's the trouble. And that's a grass field or something in the middle of Boston. I'd like to try and find out what it is, I don't know. And that's with the lens right out again, trying to get all of Boston in. We've got most of it, I think, but I'd been better probably just shooting on little bits, I think. You see the river there in the middle going through. And the stump should be on there somewhere, but I can't see it. Funny enough, I don't know why. Should be, I don't know whether that's it now, I can just vaguely see coming in. And there's a road there which I think could be from Burton's Corner into town, I think, but I don't know. And that's flashing across to Wyberton now, that's Wyberton. Yeah, I think I'm telling you right, that it's Wyberton. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the Boston Road going into Boston from Wyberton. I think that's what it was. There's 3 or 4 grass fields there right in the middle of Boston, and I don't know what they are. The trouble is we're facing the sun about us now, and the pictures don't come out very well, unfortunately, with facing the sun. And I don't know whereabouts we are. I keep seeing a little bit of the river, I think. Yeah. That's the Freeston Road. The river going out at the bottom there, we'll see it a bit better in a minute. The river going out, oh, blimey. What's the name of the big factory there? I can never think of it now. And that's the docks. We'll get a better picture of it in a minute, I think. That's the docks there, look. You can see one ship there. One ship this side in the picture, and there's the warehouses there. But the sun's falling these pictures along here, facing us. God, blimey, I can't think of the name of that factory. Oh, the feather people, I don't know what they call them, Fogarty's. It was Fogarty's, I don't know whether it still is. That's Fogarty's now there. Big area of buildings there, all Fogarty's. And the river going out to sea there, to the left. Somewhere along the line we did see, you could see the sea from out the plane, but I don't know where it was at the time, you know, and so I can't tell you where it is on the video. And that is, I think that's the Fishtop Road, I'm not sure, going out to Fishtop, underneath the bar. There's the docks, the entrance into the docks on the right there. You just go through a little narrow channel, looks to be a narrow channel, and you can just see one boat in the corner, the other one the other side you can't see at that stage. Where that road does go to, I don't know. I think probably it was well, from out of town, that one, and I think it goes out and does eventually go through to Fishtoft anyway. Now you can see the boats either side in the corner, in these front corners, and that's a little entrance into it. Only looks little, but there's the town bridge there, and a little footbridge to the other side. I don't know where this is. Oh, Wyberton again in the distance. That's the main road, the white bit in the middle going up there. That's the new road down the old railway line. That's the river, the 40 foot going out to Hubberts Bridge, and the docks coming into the docks. Well, not into the docks, it comes up to nearly the docks anyway, Newton's Corner. And that's the road, and if you can follow it to the right, oh, it's gone now. This is Wyberton again now, Wyberton Village. That's the church just underneath the wire. Not very square, but that's it underneath the bar now, and the road going through to Wyberton Village itself. There's a Wyberton sewerage in this little square. I think that's what it is anyway. Pick the sewages out, alright, we can get Frampton a bit later on. That's the distance again. That's Wyberton again there, the village itself. It's the main road, the white straight line is the main road. You can see the cars going up it here and there. And now we're going down to Wyberton sewerage, Frampton sewerage rather. That's it coming in the middle of the picture now, that yellow bit. It's the sewerage along the main road between Wyberton and Kirton. And that's the crossroads, just Wyberton side of it. And we shall go back to Wyberton again in a minute. And this bottom left hand corner is the low road to Kirton going through Frampton. where those little trees are at the bottom. You can keep seeing them bobbing in the picture. I don't know why we hung about on the sewerage. It's a good job it doesn't smell. That's Kirton in the distance there on the left, but you can't see it very well yet. We're going back to Wyberton now, and that's Wyberton, straight through the middle of Wyberton, and there's a school field just coming into it. Look, the playing field, no, the school field, and then the playing field there in the right hand side is school field, and then this road coming this way goes down to Wyberton Church. That's straight through Wyberton. Not now, we're going back to Kirton now, right back to Kirton. Soon moved from Wyberton to Kirton, haven't we? But the sun spoils all this lot, you know, it's facing us and the pictures don't come out very well, unfortunately. Come a bit better in a minute, maybe, as we get a bit further on. That's the main road anyway, going through to Kirton was. Now this is the road, this at the bottom corner. At the bottom was a Frampton road from Kirton. Horseshoe Road. We'll be back to it in a minute. That's glass houses of Woods is down Horseshoe Road. That's the all-wear at Kirton in the middle of the picture there. Now this is the white bits now is Woods is glass houses down Horseshoe Road. Ravens Avenue on the right, and the all-wear there's the green field, and the road going up the side to Lewis and Kimes Garage. Lewis and Kimes Garage coming in there. But I'm afraid the sun spoilt all this lot. That's Univeg up at the top again, going right round the other side of Kirton again. Now we're back to Kirton on the main road again, the new road, and at the bottom. Gone back again. But the sun spoilt all this lot. Made a bit of a mess of it. Univeg was in the right there, and now that at the top is, Elgrove's that first bit wasn't, that's Univeg that you can see now. And we're down at the school, shall be in a minute, I think. But I'm afraid the picture's getting worse. It's just spoilt it, facing the sun. It's down the drain side, that is, opposite our house. Now we'll get a bit better picture now. We're coming to that Skeldart Road going out to the left at the bottom off the main road, and Woodthorpe's Yard. Now the school, that's the school, the white bit there, but it's not very plain yet. You'll see it better than that eventually. It's because we're facing the blooming sun. Shouldn't ought to call it. There's the school again, and the playing field, and the drain side south, past our house, or past Markestead Estate. And that's the bit of white that keeps coming in at the top corner is some tunnels down behind the bungalows down drain side. Now you can see the old Sutterton Road from Kirton, and the top, coming in the top, not in the middle of the picture, but right at the top. It's not, I can't see it now. No, it's not. Yeah, now it's coming in. It's gone out to the left top corner. There's the school again anyway, and its surroundings. Now this is School Lane, straight through to the church, but we don't get the church in, but that's the old school, and straight down King Street. Now that's Dennis's warehouse and new shed there, and that's left was Station Road, and the red place is the new co-op. And the church, you should soon see the church now somewhere. There's the church just come in the middle of the picture now. Look, we're going underneath the bar. You do see the church a few times, but it takes a bit of picking out. Now we're back down Drain Side. That's a new housing estate, the red bits with a concrete road straight through it, and the winding one round the side is Drain Side South, going to Marketstead Bridge. And there's the tunnels again. You can see a sprayer in the field, in the green field there, spraying, look. There's Princess Street on the right there now, that white strip is Princess Road. Right through to, and the one in between the bars is Marketstead Estate now, the dark bit, but you can't see them because the sun just makes them look grey instead of red roofs. But we're coming up to our house now anyway. We should soon see our house and the next door neighbours, Whitelands. That's a bit of road in the bottom left-hand corner going up Sutterton Road just past our house. Our house is in the picture now, but you can't see it very well. You will do in a minute. You come up underneath. That's Mel's right at the bottom there, next door neighbour, and that's ours right at the very bottom. You'll see him in a minute. And the bars are a nuisance here, and I couldn't tell whether I was getting houses or not. You'll soon see it in a minute. That's Mel's right in the bottom now with a red car against it. That's Mel's car, and our house is next to it. And you can see that our white table's out the back on the concrete. And Mum was standing there, if you can see a little black dot just to the right of the, not the dark white, dark bit, but in front of that, there's some, you can just see something on the lawn there. You can't tell what it is, but it was Mum. She stood out waving to us. We could see her all right, but the camera didn't quite get it picked up. It does just show her if you can stop it and just keep a static picture, you can just pick her out. That's going down the Mears again. No, Kirton End, that is the Kirton End road on the right. This is down the Mears, that's down the Mears, that bit of a triangle there is down the lane here. But we've turned round and coming back from Sutterton now, we're going back, we just made a figure 8 turn and going back down the old A16 road. And this first place you can see at the bottom is Langley's house. Just next door to us here, and that's Mel's and the little cottage there, and the big white place at Dennis, Boston Tractor's garage, but I got a bit erratic here and pictures flying about all over even at slow speed. Here they are again. There's the cottage at the end of our lane. That pit is over the road, in that field over the road. There's the cottage and Mel's house and our house, all down our street there. There's the pit again. Yeah, I was having to sort of guess at what I was getting because I couldn't see through the viewfinder. get a better picture. There's a car going up the old A16. Austin Tractors keeps coming in the left-hand side, their new garage. That's the old road again, right across the old road. I don't know what I'm going there. And them's the white tunnels that we saw when we first got into Kirton. We're the other side of them now. That's glass houses. A caravan site. It's John Rudkin's caravan. That's Dennis's engine shed. It's just down the road, on the road to Sutterton. And my field was just going out the picture there, on the right. And the music stopped now. I wondered if that's the old, the new road, I should say. We're coming back and the music stopped, so I won't put it on for a minute again, because I think we come back to our house again in a minute. We'll zoom right up to it, and if you look real closely you might just see Mum on it. They're coming up in a minute. There's Mel's coming in at the bottom again. There is red car, look. And there's the tables and chairs. I can see them now. You can just see Mum wading about in it, I think, if you look closely. There's 2 or 3 bits of black there, and Mum's the one in the middle. Anyway, that's the wheel of the microlight now. We're going out to over Kirton End. Well, we're not going over Kirton End, we're heading that way. So that area must be out over Kirton somewhere, or down the Mears and Kirton anyway. But it's a long way away. Here we are, because I reckon that could be Lee's glass houses just coming in. It is down Kirton End, I think. Never been able to sort that out, this picture, not up to now. So while it's on, I'll put a bit of music on again. Oh, we're back again now. There should be a bit of music come on in a few minutes. Should do. Here it comes. Not a lot to see though, is there? We've got music on in time. Back into Uni-Veg again, but that's looking backwards again now, because we're heading out to Sutterton. Oh, we're still getting another picture of... no, this is the flyover at Tunnards. Will be in a minute. Where the flyover goes over the main road at Tunnards Farm at Holbeach. That's the new road going out to Sutterton. See the cars going down it, and the roads going up, different roads going up. And in the distance there, and more or less in the middle of the picture, is the roundabout at Sutterton, at the bottom there. There's a roundabout there, but it's a long way away. And it shows you, you'll see that's going down to the Cases Alford, going Fosdyke way. Now we're back to the roundabout at Sutterton, all on the main road at Sutterton, and the new garage, the Texas petrol filling station at the bottom. It'll come a bit clearer in a minute. And the road going round to the right from the roundabout at the top where the lorries are going round there, that's a new roadway that was just opened about a couple of days ago. And you can see the vehicles going down it. We're a little way away from it. But it's the new road going straight through to Spalding there. We can't see Spalding, of course. blooming bars are always in the way. We can't see nothing. That's the Texas garage and the roundabout again, and you can see the... Well, I said the lorries, I don't know. Yeah, they are moving. I was going to say they're not moving very fast, but they are moving. Going down to, you know, that bypass Sutterton around the top. And that, the one on the right, in the right-hand side, the little thin one in the middle there, that's the old Sutterton Road. And the one at the bottom, of course, is the new one. Now you can see most of the bypass going round there. You still see the lorries going round, look, round there. They're not all lorries, some of them, there's the roundabout again. And the filling station. There's quite a bit at the corner there, hidden amongst that bit of a white strip at the bottom there. There's some houses, but oh no, it isn't. No, it wasn't. Not quite where I thought we were. See the bypass going round now. And this is Sutterton in the distance there now. That's the old roadway going into Sutterton, not the one on the right. It's going down to Holbeach, but the one now in. That's the one going through to Sutterton. And the old one going straight up. A new one going straight up, I should say. And the one going out to left to Spalding again. The one going to Spalding, of course, wasn't open at this stage, so there's no vehicles going up it. If there is, they're only working vehicles anyway. That's the old road down to Sutterton Dowdyke. It goes through to the top of that road goes to Stanley's, and then across his field out onto the new road. Now we've left all Kirton now, that's the river Welland now, going into Spalding, upwards into Spalding, coming back to Fosdyke. This is nearly in Fosdyke actually, and well, it's a Surfleet. Where the river branches out into two, the one on the right goes to the reservoir and the one on the left goes straight through to Spalding. In the field now, taking a few trees. It's the river again. Right up to the river now, where it branches out and goes through into the right one. Although it sort of half disappeared, it goes through to the reservoir at Surfleet. Where it branches out now. And this is Bealby's farm down Surfleet Marsh. It was a farm I used to visit when I was at work occasionally. A little bit better view of it, of his buildings anyway. And that's the river going up at the side of it, upwards to Spalding and downwards to Fosdyke. Out in the open country again now. Nothing but fields and whatever. I think the next thing we see will be Moulton, I think, that's in the distance, but we can't find it yet. I thought at one time that there could have been Surfleet across in the distance, but this one, I think, probably it was that one, probably that was Surfleet there, because this is down Carrington Road, Moulton Seas End when we get to it. Not very good, I'm afraid, here again. But that is Moulton now. That is Moulton. Where the trees are dotted in the park there, that's Joe Ward's park at Moulton, but it's a long way away. It's 3 or 4 miles away again. We're coming back again now to Moulton Seas End and Carrington Road. This is Carrington Road now. Moulton Seas End is on the left, and coming at the top of that is the road then, and it's Carrington Road coming down to the bottom, and these are farms that I used to go and visit when I was at work. There's 4 or 5 of them there, Tim Clay's and George Sporton's and Wright's, and there's 5 of them there that we can see, and then coming further down, you carry on down there for about another mile, and there's another, well, dozen or so farms down there, all in one straight line, small holdings. Them white dots there, Tinsley's cauliflower wagon, and that was an electric pile and just went out of view. Back to Moulton again, Moulton village, and in the middle of that, in amongst the trees there, you can just see the church and the mill there. That's what they are, you can't hardly tell, but it's Joe Ward's park in the front there with the trees in. And at the bottom where the field joins the road there, and then the road runs parallel across now amongst the houses and that there on the left. There's a few houses there. And that was the road too from Fosdyke Bridge at the bottom. That's Moulton. You can just see the church there now and the mill sticking up. The music stopped again, I don't know why. Oh, it started. Anyway, we don't get very close to Moulton, like it's all in the distance. It is, can't take any pictures much of houses or anything in it. Now we're going across to Holbeach, I think, looking across in front of Arthur. He sits on the left hand side, and we'll go back to Holbeach again now, so my ride with him will soon be over, I think. Now we've got back to Holbeach, and then we're heading for Holbeach St John's. That's the church in Holbeach, but it's again, it's 3 or 4 miles away. Back into the cockpit again. To the clocks, I focus into the clocks eventually. It takes a long while to get round to it, but with the clocks inside the cockpit, well, if you call it a cockpit, you're set out in the open nearly. There's just a bit of a shield round the front of you, that's all. There's the clocks. The one on the left-hand side, the bigger one of the bunch, is the altimeter, and we're flying now at about 1,400 feet. So we're fairly low at this time, but here's Arthur's feet again. There's some more gate clocks to the side. Now we're back to, where we've got to, Waplode, I should think. The thing is, every time we look at this old video, you see different things every time, and it makes you wonder, you know, what else there is to see on it. If you know, this is Waplode underneath us anyway. Now, or it looked to be underneath us anyway. We're nearly at the end of the journey. There's just a little bit more of Waplode, and then yeah, here's Waplode coming in now. There's a road at the bottom there in a minute, right in this bottom right hand corner. That road is the main road going through to Moulton, and then there's another one now in the middle of the picture now going out the same way, and it goes out the back of Waplode and it goes through to Moulton as well. They both go through to Moulton. There's a farm or two there I used to go to, just down there. But the sun was just interfering with the picture again. Every time you face the sun, the picture disappears. But we're about at the end of the journey now anyway. Well, I say end of the journey, it is the end of the journey nearly. We've just got a bit more of Waplode to get. And then he has climbed up now. We should be at about 2,500 feet now, I think, and it was pretty cold up there. When you get up beyond 2,000 feet, it starts to get colder. Back in the aeroplane again. But we're about done because I think I'd got a little bit fed up holding the camera out the side, and I just hung it out the side now and hoping that I was getting something, and that will soon get the airfield on. You'll see a yellow strip of rape in a few minutes when we get turned round to. That's it now. From that one in the middle there, that's the aerodrome. On the right of it, that yellow strip, you could see the aeroplanes, not them in the bottom corner there, they're turkey huts there, those white things in the middle of the picture now. And then this bottom right hand corner, it's the aerodrome. That's what I was supposed to be, the airfield, that's what I was supposed to be getting there, but I wasn't on it again because I couldn't see through the viewfinder. But that's it in the bottom corner, and as we were going down, we've gone up to about 2,500 feet, as I say, and everything looks a long way away from here, so you won't get many good pictures from now on anyway, but it only lasts a few more seconds. When the battery run out, that's Turner's turkeys again in the middle. I keep getting them. And the airfield coming in, and we shall soon... Oh no, we shan't go down to it. We shall go over it again. We went round, well, once at least anyway, for him to come down. But we're high at this stage again, you can tell, because it's not fetching that out where that's with it zoomed right in, so you know it's a long way up now. Well, for us. It was about 2,500 feet when this was done, and it'll soon flicker out. I enjoyed it. I don't know whether you'll enjoy it listening to me on it or not, but I enjoyed the day out anyway. It was a very nice ride, and it'll soon disappear in a minute. When the aerodrome, when I zoom it up again, it comes up into the middle of the picture a bit more, and then it'll just flicker out. The battery went flat. A bit of music's fitting for the... This is just a little bit of a film that Arthur and his friend did. I thought I'd just better show you. That's the sewerage of Kirton again, and this is the low road from Boston to Frampton and then on to Kirton. That white in the middle is Graves' farm, right just before you get into Frampton, and you'll see oh, that's the main road from Boston, and that's Horseshoe Road from Boston, and Dennis's warehouse in the middle of the picture there, and the roundabout. It's a little bit better picture than what mine was. He drew it in. That on the field on the left is the Kirton playing field. Lewis and Kimes garage there, you'll see that. You'll find lots of little bits and pieces on this one. You can see it a bit clearer. That's the estate, the other side of the road to Lewis and Kimes. That's the roundabout. That's the playing field again at Kirton. Dennis's warehouses. Should have seen the church there somewhere, but we didn't. I didn't. It's at normal speed, this is. That's the new housing estate, new housing estate, and Princess Street, and the school field, and the school. And he looked at the back of the aeroplane when he's videoing, and it's better. That's the new road going up to Sutterton. That new road wasn't open any further on than in Sutterton. That's Arthur. He even took Arthur's photograph. I don't know where we are now, just trying to look. Anyway, we got back to Arthur again. I've got a little bit I've got a little bit of Coronation Street in there. I've been cutting it out. That's inside his plane again. And I just forget whether he does do the landing in this one, because it's about finished. There isn't much of it, but I thought it'd be a bit of interest here, you know, if you wanted to see it. You can always take over it if you don't want it. And the other as well that it is. It is heading for the airfield. That's the green is the airfield here, and he's heading for it now to land. When I said green, I meant the yellow bit. There's so many different bits of green, it's yellow. That's all the hangar in front and the cars and what have you. But he lands it this time. I wasn't with him this time. You can see the aeroplanes on the left. And he's landing on the main runway. We landed on the one at the top end of this that goes crossways. When you see me land with it. Anyway, there's not a lot of it.